Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Cutting Through the Bullshit. I am your host, Dr. Stephanie Snyder, and I am a high performance mentor. Through my unique blend of strategy, mindset, and intuition, I help men and women to cut through the BS in order to create the life and business they desire. So, this is going to be an episode for my moms out there. We are a couple of weeks out from kids going back to school, at least for me, and I'll be honest, I have not had any sort of I'm exhausted and the kids need to go back to school. However, I am a terrible mom today because I forced my children to go to Ocean Breeze, to go to the water park together, to give me an empty house. Because I'm feeling a bit at capacity. Really what I need is a good cry. And so tonight I'm going to, or maybe when they're gone, I'm going to draw myself a bubble bath and I'm going to watch The Notebook and I'm going to cry. And that's just going to be, it's actually on my schedule. It's either going to be this afternoon or it's going to be tomorrow evening. And it's going to be great. And then I will feel relieved, that's not even a word. I'll feel a little less at capacity and be able to continue on. Now, I say that jokingly, that I'm a bad mom, because really my kids are great. And most days I would want to go to the water park with them and soak it up and just kind of disconnect from life and stuff. But I've really been feeling like I just need a little space at home to just not parent, because my husband is back on travel schedule. And so I'm solo parenting and running 3 businesses by myself, essentially. And it's a lot. Full disclosure, it is a lot. I am also grateful for it. So there is no part of me complaining about this at all. It is just, I'm being stretched and expanded, and I feel about at capacity. But I've been very good about giving myself grace with that, and also saying, hey, no, all of you kids get out of the house for a little while. Go do something. You have a season pass to the water park, you have lunch provided. Just go do something outside of the house for a minute. Give your mother a break. And I made it very clear that I didn't say I needed the break, because I would have been fine. I would have been okay. I would have breathed through it and been okay. I really just wanted the space to just record a podcast in silence, to sit and just be, right? Like, I feel like there's been a lot going on this summer, and I was feeling it a couple weeks ago that I haven't spent a lot of time with me, as much as I've been doing all the other things, and I really kind of miss myself. And I think that's what it all comes down to here. And so for my moms out there, this is not something that gets solved necessarily while you're on a massage table or while you're getting your nails done or your hair done, right? As much as I love those self-care things, I was craving time with myself, journaling, getting through the thoughts, because there are so many open tabs on my computer or on my head right now, right? Of all of the things that need to be coordinated and need to be done, that I just wanted some time with myself, just to have a conversation with myself, to turn inward and check in. Because as a mom, it's very easy to be concerned with what everybody else is doing and everybody else has, and the constant lists of, did I forget things at the grocery store, what are we making for dinner, and the questions from your kids, right? It feels nonstop sometimes, especially when they're home in the summer. And then couple that with owning a business, and it's like you never actually get to turn off. And so I sent all of my kids out of the house, and I'm going to record these podcasts in silence or quietness in the house, right? And then I'm going to go be with myself. I might even take myself out for lunch, but I probably will just make myself something in the house, because I really just want to be with myself. I don't want to be distracted by people watching or by having to choose something on the menu, right? Like whatever it is, just feel like I need to be with myself. Just check in. And I remember that this was probably the biggest thing that set me off in frustration in early motherhood, was when I didn't prioritize time with myself. I I would have time with myself when it was convenient for everybody else's schedule. Um, and somewhere along the way, I started to get very resentful of the rest of the people in my house because I was the one who was doing all the things and being forgotten about. And it wasn't until I actually admitted that I was feeling resentful of my husband that I was able to see it differently and begin to prioritize myself, because I knew if I was a priority, if I was making myself a priority, then I had the ability to do and be all of the other things. Now, in addition to that, I also learned my own capacity of doing and being all of the things, right? I've learned to say no. I'm very good at it. In fact, this is a conversation I have with soccer moms on the sideline quite frequently. There's one mom in particular. My youngest daughter is on one of her daughter's teams, and I remember at an indoor soccer game this year, she was telling me that they had just come from a swim meet, and then they were headed back to a swim meet, and then they had something else, and blah 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 blah, and like all these other things. And I looked at her and I said, you can just say no, right? Like, that's a complete sentence. And she just kind of laughed at me. And then she said, no, 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 you don't understand. Like, my kids have to be occupied or they will burn down the house. Like, I understand that. Yes, kids have a lot of energy. I said, but what about you? Are you tired of the coordination and the running around and the nonstop, like the second that they're out of school? Like, what? She was like, it's fine, it's fine. And I just smiled and I said, okay, okay. Um, I I know my own capacity when it comes to those kinds of things. Now, I know that my capacity is also stretching as well, right? As I said, we've got 3 businesses that we're running right now. Um, some days it does feel like an endless list of to-do things, but I've gotten even better at it. And there was actually, there was a moment this morning when I was doing yoga where I thought, you know what? My kids actually like do chores around the house. There's stuff that I like don't have to do because I can ask them to do it, right? It was like my oldest daughter, she helps out with the laundry and my son can cut the grass. And it's like, oh, it was just this very weird feeling because I remember 10 years ago, I had to coordinate all of those things when my husband was deployed because the kids were not old enough to do all of those things. I mean, they could help like pick up their toys and stuff, but 10 years ago, I was cutting the grass and weed whacking and doing all the stuff in the garden and all the stuff in the house, and I was doing all the boy chores and all the the girl chores too, right? Like, there was no stop in that. And it's just nice that I've hit this different stage, different level, whatever it is that you want to call it, where I do ask them for help, and I don't feel bad about it, right? Like, there used to be a part of me that wouldn't ask for help because I felt bad. Like, why do you need help? That's a weakness, is how I had interpreted it for years, right? Like, you don't really need the help. Like, you're being needy is what it would come down to. And you're right. I don't need the help. I want the help because this is a team effort. My older 2 are teenagers now, and there is no reason that they can't be part of that effort, that they can't hold their own here around the house, right? There's no reason for it. Except that a part of me uses it as avoidance, right? If I'm busy cleaning the house, then I can't sit with myself. If I'm busy doing this, then I can't do that, right? It was 100% a way to avoid myself. And I know that. It is so interesting when it pops up because you're like, why am I washing these windows? I just want to be with myself. Like, I just want to have a conversation with myself. Sort some things out, focus on some things, refine some things, get some clarity, contemplate. Like, I'm actually a great time to hang out with. I enjoy hanging out with myself now. I used to avoid it like the plague. I would find a million other things to do. And when I'm done with these podcast episodes, I'm going to go have a little date with myself. Make myself a little something for lunch. I don't even know what I'm going to have for lunch. No idea. But I am going to sit with myself. I'm going to be with myself and enjoy that process. Enjoy the date of myself. So, I hope something resonated with you in regards to this and managing motherhood. It is a beautiful thing. One of my friends on Facebook, we actually were in a coaching program together years ago. I love her. She homeschools her kids. She's got 4 of them, like I do. She's got younger ones, though. And she just truly loves motherhood. And she does have time designated for herself. And I've learned from her that, like, motherhood is not exhausting. It doesn't have to, or rather, it doesn't have to be exhausting. It can actually be quite liberating. For instance, yesterday, I'll share this little caveat yesterday. So yesterday there were a lot of conversations that I had early in the morning, just legalese kind of conversations. And doctor's appointment with my son. And then, like, legalese kind of conversations, just trying to get our ducks in a row to move forward. And I was exhausted by 11:30 yesterday. And so I took my kids out for lunch. And on the way to the restaurant, we went out for sushi. On the way to the restaurant, I blasted the music and I sang at the top of my lungs. And my 9-year-old in the back started to whine, "Mommy, it's too loud." And I said, "Okay, I'll turn it down a little bit." I said, "But Mommy's got to scream at the top of her lungs and sing this song to move the energy that's feeling stuck." And the energy shifted pretty quickly, which was nice. And then when we got back from lunch, I did a little bit more Celine Dion sing along, because there was just something that needed to be moved. And so I, pretended some karaoke as I danced around the house, and my kids looked at me like I was crazy, and that was fine. But it shifted my perspective, because the situations that I handle on a daily basis as a mom and a business owner are probably not the same as anyone else. And I handle them with an incredible amount of grace and power. And sometimes it can be a lot to be in that energy. And so being able to shift it to something a little bit more lighthearted, right? Because oftentimes when we're in kind of those more legalized conversations, we really have to, like, check our emotions so our intelligence can come through. And sometimes you just want to scream at somebody and be like, "Stop being an asshole." Like, you can't do that to people, right? When you're in a business discussion. That doesn't work very well. Also, I do want to treat the people that I have harder conversations with as people, because they are people. But it doesn't mean that my emotions don't exist, right? And so just the dance party worked in my favor yesterday, but I definitely have a good cry on my schedule, and I'm looking forward to it, quite frankly. My kids think it's ridiculous, but I do. I put on the notebook, I pour myself a glass of wine, I get myself a little sweet treat, and I cry. And I cry, and I cry, and I cry, and then I feel great, and it's fine. And then they ask me, "Why do you watch a movie if you cry that much?" Because I enjoy it. If I'm going to be sad, I want to celebrate the sadness, and it's all right. So, I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, be you, because the world needs more of you. Bye.